Hi guys and welcome to my channel. So today is the 1940s and I've been a little bit late on doing this because I've been away on holiday. So I'm back now and I'm doing it in the night time before Tuesday, so it's actually Monday night. But I've done my research for it. I was just waiting to film the video. The 1940s, I thought last week when we did the 30s, it was just full on glamour. And I thought this is the glamorous era. But in actual fact, the 1940s, can you believe it, is the glamour era. It's all about sophistication. And I just think that's fabulous during the war. It's just unbelievable. When rationing was going crazy, but still women were encouraged to wear makeup, keep the spirits up, keep the spirits high. And in actual fact, teens were actually wearing makeup, which 20 years earlier, that would have been unthinkable. Now obviously stuff was being rationed, so certain things like petroleum jelly and stuff were being rationed because it was used for something else. So stock was a little bit limited, but women still managed to wear makeup. And obviously Hollywood's still wearing makeup and there is still makeup available. It's just maybe stocks were a little bit slimmer on the ground than they were before. So makeup was a morale booster for women during the war, and the government looked at it like that because women were left at home, the men were off to war, and women had to keep the home fires burning. And in 1948, between 80 and 90% of women wore lipstick, 2/3 wore rouge, and 1/4 wore eye makeup. So that's quite interesting. So the look was classic and sophisticated, but it was natural, or more natural than the 30s. So the pencil thin eyebrows were gone from the 30s. We've now got a more natural look, and it doesn't want to be looking like it's painted on, but you still want that youthful appearance like the women had been doing from the 1900s and before. You want this youthful appearance, but you don't want people to know that you're caked in makeup. So doing makeup in the 1940s would not take 5 minutes, it would take a lot longer. Women were encouraged to use lighter foundations and darker foundations to maybe disguise a fatter nose. So obviously that's kind of contouring. Your foundation was the same colour as your skin. It wasn't the pale look of the 1930s and before. It's more what your skin colour is. And sometimes they would use bronzed looks and bronze up the face to make it look healthier. Big thing with the eyeshadows, before you would use the black in the 20s, then there was any colour goes in the 30s. Now generally it would be the colour of your eyes. So if you got blue eyes, you would wear maybe a blue matte and it would just be into the corner here. But I don't have any blue matte, so it's going to be a blue shimmer, but that was a big no-no, you wouldn't have a shimmer. Eyebrows would be natural, lips would be red, obviously the foundation would be skin colour and a little bit of contouring. Blush wasn't available in many shades, but we'd have like a coral or a pink, and that would just give a pink hue to the skin like we did last week as well. So I'll use a nice little pink pink blush and a pressed one, but you would have more of a liquid blush generally. So I think even if they didn't have a blush, they would use maybe a little bit of lipstick onto the cheeks and give it that pink glow. A massive thing in the 40s was mascara. It was a really big thing to have mascara on top and bottom lashes. It was still the cake bar or still Vaseline or anything that you could do for the mascara, but that was a big look in the 40s. Mascara was all the rage. Girls wanted it all the time. Women's makeup in the 1940s was quite a business, and there was a tad load of rivalry, especially between things like Max Factor, Helena Rubinstein, Maybelline, Elizabeth Arden and Dorothy Gray. So not even a world war was going to alter the advance of fashion in the 1940s. Makeup had to be on the go in the 1940s, so compacts and keeping your powders in a compact and such like that we see lots today was the in thing, because women were found in the most manly environments because the men were off on war, so they needed a little compact to take so they could freshen themselves up throughout the day. So that was a big thing, that was a change for makeup. It was to be on the go makeup. And so some women obviously in the war era would be maybe concerned that some of the things in the cosmetics would be needed for war purposes, and as the war effort needed everything, women had to be reassured. So in an article for Click magazine in the US, women were reassured if Uncle Sam needed your lipstick or shaving mug for bombs or bullets, he'd have gotten it first. So obviously the US production board were just reassuring women that it's okay, you can still use it, and it's actually encouraged for the war effort and for morale of women. But women were encouraged to bulk buy just in case of any shortages, because you would never know in the wartime if that was going to be the case. However, in America, developing new makeup products were forbidden under the WPB limitations. So the WPB was the US War Production Board. In Britain, the Board of Trade's rationing was much more severe, and basic soaps were scarce and only considered essential for hospitals. So makeup was not rationed, but it was extremely scarce, so women had to make do sometimes with homemade efforts. So it's like going back to the 1900s where you had your beetroot juice and so on. But I guess all parts of the country were different, and everywhere parts of the world and the developed world were different during the wartime. So let's just crack on and get on with it. I'm going to go in with my Rimmel because that is what I use, and generally it wasn't the pale look anymore, so it's my Rimmel foundation. Now I'm gonna, because there was loose powders or compact powders and they had the powder puffs, I am going to bake, and I'm going to use my banana powder because I don't have a powder and I don't have a powder puff, but I thought this might be quite similar to what they were doing. Must say though, they were not baking in the 1940s. But we'll use this as the powder, and they would use the powder. So we'll let it bake for a little while we do our eyes. So they would have a cream eyeshadow base, and I'm going to use the Hikari pale shade up the top, and we'll just pop that on as a base. Okay, and they mentioned that they would match their eye colour in the 40s. So gone are the browns and any colour goes. In the night time you would maybe have something that would match the dress that you were wearing. But I have a blue. Shimmers were definitely not the rage, it would be more matte, but I don't have a matte blue. So we're going to go with a shimmery blue and hope for the best. Okay, and brows are going to be natural with a slight arch. So I'm going to use my Micha Mia pencil that I always use, and we'll arch it. Okay, so we're going to leave it like that with a slight arch, but more of a natural look on the eyebrows. Okay, now I'm just going to dust off this bacon. Now, they could have a black eyeliner or a brown eyeliner, but it'd be very, very small usage. So gone are the days of the Egyptians and the coal eye look, that's gone. So I'm not going to use an eyeliner today. I thought I would just keep it more natural, but mascara was the rage, it was the big thing. So I'm going to use Rodial Glamour Lash Mascara XXL and see if we can get a really good eyelash look. Okay, that is as much as I'm going to get with the size of my eyelashes. They're ridiculously small. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Coral blush. Now remember, it was very hard to get your hands on some blush, so but the colour would be coral or be a pink hue if you could get it. So I'm going to use this coral one that I got, Ruby, and I got it in my glossy box, I'm sure, quite a while ago. So we'll just stick it on with this big brush. Now obviously if it was in short supply, they would use lipstick or anything they could get their hands on like the past, like beetroot juice for example. Lipsticks. So we had lipsticks, we had them on the go, so excellent. And colour of choice was usually a good old red, gone are the cupid bow, the different kind of ideas for lipstick. Now it was a full pout and lipstick like the way we use it now. So I'm going to use a red because red was usually the colour of choice. Okay, and that is my Lord & Berry little mini lipstick called Vogue, and I got this from my Birchbox shop. We didn't do any contouring, did we? Now I have this little contour stick from Illamasqua that I got from my Look Fantastic box. Now I'm a terrible contourer, so we'll just do a little bit on the nose and that's about it. Now obviously girls were contouring with darker shades of makeup and lighter shades of makeup to help with things like making the nose smaller. What's a lovely smell. I've never used this before. Does that elongate my nose? Okay, now I'm going to move on to hair. Okay, props wise we have, so I'm going for the Land Girl look. Okay, so many of the pictures that I saw, you would have the kiss curl at the front, but your hair would be collected back up. And I found this little mesh one on eBay for about £1, and I thought it was very Land Girl-esque, and just keeping your hair back out of the way. Okay, so that is my 1940s look. I picked a white t-shirt in homage to the Land Girl look, where you would maybe have the braces down here, which I always kind of associate with Land Girls and with the 40s look. So that is it. So that's the 1940s. I've discovered quite a lot from this era. I imagine the 1940s to be rationing, to be worrisome. But in actual fact, I've discovered that the 1940s was the ultra glam. It was the time to wear makeup. It was encouraged. And if it was there, then excellent, use it. And women were going out and becoming more self-sufficient and doing jobs that they had never done before, so they needed makeup on the go. They needed to get makeup that could be easily reapplied throughout the day, which you're just kind of adapting to your situation, and makeup was adapting and women were adapting. Yeah, I hope you like this 1940s look. Now, as I have mentioned before in many of my videos, there's lots of contradicting advice and information on the web. That is just the way that Google goes, because sometimes you can get lots of different information and some bits are conflicting to each other. So I just take a range of the information that I've gathered and try and put it into the video, and is hoping that the majority of the information is on point. So I hope that you enjoyed my 1940s look. I love doing it. I think it is very Land Girl-esque. And I'm really proud of women in the 1940s. I'm proud of women in general. I think we've done amazing, and I just love being a woman, and I love learning about how women have came through the ages and discovered themselves through makeup, through everything. It doesn't need to be makeup, through fashion, lots of different things, and I'm very proud to be a woman. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, give me a like. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. And yeah, I'll see you next week, maybe for the 50s. And then we're into October and it's my Halloween looks then. So that should be exciting. I'm looking forward to them. So look out for them when they arrive. Yay! Take care of yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Alright, bye guys.